Good morning, everyone. Excited that you guys are on the call with us this morning. Wanted to give you guys a quick rundown on the point totals before we even get started. For the agent of the month, I know that some of you, Stanya, seem to live and be super excited for it. And it's just a way to not only encourage competition amongst the team or all the agents itself, but more so just to spur you to do the right actions. So we have, let me see if I can look at it here. We've got DeAndre, 12 points. Stanya, 32, because Stanya did have a buyer consultation and she got the EBBA, the exclusive buyer broker agreement, signed. Mr. Eubanks, we have 2 points. Aisha, we're at 12. Cheryl is at 12. And we have Prime, who is currently at 10. So there is a minimum of 45 points. Today is the 4th of the month. Don't forget that a great way to amass points or to tally points will be to do the daily activity record that you can find in the Google Drive. Complete that each day. And by 5 p.m. on Sunday, 5 p.m. on Sunday, you need to send me all of your daily activity records for the previous week. So that would be from Sunday through Saturday. Sunday through Saturday. That's how we are doing it, Sunday through Saturday. All right, so I want to dive right in. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic week. Today is Thursday, of course. And I just want to address some things that you guys have asked for as far as training. So one of the things that I posed in the group on Facebook that we have is, what's keeping you from reaching the goals that you want to reach? Now, to be frank, I was surprised by the overwhelming response of a lack of qualified leads. And that is usually the response that agents give. But the other two options were lack of self-confidence lack of self-confidence. And the second one or the third one would be not having a solid foundation of the real estate industry and knowledge. And I really thought that the lack of a foundation for real estate knowledge would be the highest one. But you guys are saying that it is a lack of qualified leads. Now, I have my opinions about that because regardless of the number of leads you have, if you don't know what to do with those leads, if you don't know how to convert, if you don't know how to sell or answer the questions, then you've just burned what would be a potential prospect, lead, client, customer, whatever you want to call it. So we are going to dive into that. But sometimes the only way that you can appease people is to give them what they want, even when it is not necessarily what they need. And I say that intentionally. So I want you guys to think, if you had a buyer right now come and ask you, or ready to buy or list their properties, could you do an effective buyer consultation or a marketing consultation? Ask yourself that question right now. If you could not, your issue to begin with, the foundation is not that you don't have enough qualified leads. We hear it all the time: without leads, your business dies. And it wasn't a good lead, what's so good? But if you don't have a solid foundation of and knowledge base of the core principles and the industry things that I'm always harping on to you guys, and it doesn't matter how many leads you have. Now, we will be doing training for the listing presentation or marketing consultation, as I call it, and the buyer consultation to get those EBBAs, exclusive buyer broker agreement, signed, but then know how to proceed with the transaction afterward, making sure we ask the right questions based on their marital status, making sure we're asking the proper questions about financing. And it's not just the LP mama. That is that's almost like the framework. That's where we begin, but then we need to go deeper than those 6 questions. LP mama, location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment. For those of you who may not have heard it before or just need a refresher course, make sure that you visit the YouTube channel, get caught up on all of the world-renowned agent training and the agent training, because I believe that it will position you guys for success faster than any other training that's available to you guys, bar none, because I'm taking from some of the top minds in the country. And I do it unapologetically. Now, so for lead generation, I want to talk to you all just about what are some ways that we can get some qualified or just leads in general, because we know that if you don't have leads, without leads, the business dies. A great source, and if you guys have not read or are not familiar with Gary Keller and Dave Jenks, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, I believe that you guys should go ahead and get that, dive into it, so you can understand the real estate business itself. And let me see. And then another one that I believe that we should be going through right at this time is Shift. Is also how top real estate agents tackle tough times. It's not about the market. It's about what you do. Hopefully you guys can see that. Shift, this is a book we will be actually going through. Now that I'm looking at it, I think that we would, no, I don't think, I know we will be going through the Shift book. And you can see, I just happened to open the page right there, and it says cultivating leads for future conversion. And, so it gives you a lot of information. And this book here is years old, but it has not, 2009, so it's almost 10 years old, but it has not lost its impact or how solid it is. So Gary Keller with Dave Jenks and Jay Papasan. Now, for us, lead generation. What are you guys doing to generate leads? What are you doing to generate leads? Anyone want to unmute yourself and chime in? And if that answer is no, I will just continue with the chat for you guys. But what are some of the things that you guys are doing with leads? I want to hear what you're doing, not a long story, but just tell me what you're doing. And then I want to uncover some ways that you guys or that we could potentially take it to the next level or boost what we're doing right now. Maybe even look at new avenues that you all have not considered. So anyone, unmute yourself and go ahead and chime in. Cheryl?
I have begun offering services instead of, and when I mean services, I mean things that are related to real estate, but not necessarily real estate.
Okay. All right, we have Stanya as well. Go ahead, Stanya.
Yeah, I am going to like different businesses and just introducing myself as realtors and like blogging about their business, and then trying to tap into my phone as much as I can. My contact is synced with my husband's, so it's a little difficult to know who's my people and who's his people, but just kind of going through that.
Okay, so Stanya, so going into your phone, I know you said the contacts are synced. Why does it matter who it is? Because so the reason I ask is that's one thing, even if we don't know them, if it's not your contact, you can say, oh, this is Keith's wife, and then you can go into who do you know? Now, this is one of the oldest scripts that are in the lead generation packet or toolbox. Who do you know that is looking to buy or sell? So it's not one of my favorites, but it is one of the oldest and one of the most successful, because we're not asking them in general. So you can say, oh, I apologize. Keith and I, we have this, but since I have you on the phone, who do you know that needs to buy or sell? And if they want to hang up on you, it's okay, because it wasn't your contact anyway. So just think about that when you're making the calls, or if you're considering who to call and having any reluctance.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to give input right now? Okay, I am going to dive in, and then I'm also, so as I'm talking, I might use your name because there are things that I know that each of you are doing. So if I call your name, it is not a shot at you, it's kudos to you. But I'm going to go down a list of, I'm guessing, almost 30 things that we can be doing to help propel or help take our businesses to another level when we are up. Sean, you don't even have to unmute. I got you, sir. Mr. Sean Eubanks, you are on the line, sir.
You can hear me now?
Do I hear you now? You shooting a commercial?
Okay, there.
Are you shooting a commercial for a phone, sir? Go ahead.
Dude, I'm getting used to this technology here, so I've been clicking on it, trying to find how to unmute. It's not working. I said, let me just text you anyway. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is going back through my old list, cleaning that up, putting it back into a proper CRM, reintroducing myself back to my sphere of influence, because I've been neglecting that. That I'm hitting back to the expired.
Wait right there, Sean. So everyone, I want you guys to hear. So Sean has been established in the business. He was doing great. He paused for a moment, stepped back, and now he just made an admission of guilt that I think we all should take, and then we should swallow that, because he said, I neglected my database. And I know that Sean has one.
Absolutely.
So I know his database, and I know the power and the strength in it. And so Sean, and we're just talking about lead generation right now, right? Everyone wants to have more qualified leads. And I'm glad that you're chiming in right now. So I know that a big part, not one of, but the biggest part of your business is people who are already in your database, in your funnel. First, let me ask you, where did you get the people that's in your database? Because I know that you're not looking to immediately add new people. You're working with the people that you already have, and then so you're reintroducing yourself before you introduce yourself to new people, correct?
Exactly. These clients I got right here were with when I was with the other brokerages, and my brother, excuse my picture up there, I got to find a way to change that. I don't know how to do it.
No worries, man.
I got to see how to do that. But anyway, they were from previous brokerages, and I got those clients while doing mailing campaigns for expireds, for sale by owners. I took the chance back about 3 years ago to go in the neighborhoods and door knock if you can get through the gate. Some people would, some people would. You remember back in the day, they used to let you through the gate, but now you got to have your ID and your license cards, and and if you don't have anyone in now, you can't go. But back then, it was much easier to do that. So with that,
hold on, Sean. But on that note, so I'm hearing you doing mailers to expired FSBOs. You went door knocking in neighborhoods. Now, the same approach can be taken for areas who don't have guard gates, though, right now, correct?
Yes, it did. Yeah, all of those were at the time were included in the in that package. Our goal at the time when I had a partner was to hit that 500 a week to get it taken care of, and we did that. And from that point, that's when we got all of those clients, and that's who I'm reaching out to say hello, how you doing, and also family members and stuff like this, because they didn't know I was still in real estate. They see me running, and once you start making that decent return in these different areas, you kind of move away from it. So I'm basically going back to the basics and reaffirming that foundation again, like we had discussed. Yeah.
Okay, so Sean, don't hang up yet, or don't mute yourself. Well, you don't even know how to mute yourself, so I'll mute you, brother. See? And I can make fun of you at that, because I know there are other people that probably wanted to chime in. If you guys can't unmute yourself, send me a message or send me a text and I'll unmute you guys just like Sean did, like I did for Sean. But what I want you guys to hear, so Sean, and I know that and we're not going to talk about the money involved, okay? But I know that the effort and the time involved to create your strategy, because I know that you have a prospecting strategy. It's not just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Right, exactly.
So the time involved in doing the mailers and doing the door knocking and going back and making the phone calls, all of that, was the time decreased because of the planning, or did you spend, so I know that the effort itself took a lot of time, but did you spend more time planning and executing and having, a system in place before you started spending money and effort?
The first plan that we did is how we're going to start attracting clients. And that went through doing the expires. So through the week, Monday through Friday, I would try to pick out about 100. I would go through 100 within the day, throughout the day, while doing other stuff. I would pick out where I want to be, where I wanted to go. And of course, is in areas that I've already sold in, like Victoria Park, Weston, those areas like that. And I picked those out and went through the expires, and then I expanded from there. From that point, when I had a partner, we start moving further north. So once we got to 500 by Thursday or Friday, we would meet up on Saturday morning, get to the house, do all the printing, do all the mail stuffing, and get that in the mail Monday and Tuesday. So I get it in the mail so they receive it Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday would be the time if we had phone numbers, we would try to follow up with 10 per day up until that Friday. So after that, that's when we start getting the phone calls. And majority of the time, people didn't know that their listing was expired, which was good to us because these folks are ready to go. And out of that, we start doing the cancellations, and then from the temporary off the markets, after you have a conversation with that. But the only time that was really put into it that took a lot was actually getting in the car and going door knocking. That's where most of the time went. Planning for it was just a strategy that, hey, we went for the low hanging fruit, which was the expires. That's what I got to say. We already know they're ready to sell. It's just we got to go clean up what the previous agent, if any, may have said or did not do, and we just clean it up from there.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute, but I thank you for the contribution, man. So what I want you guys to see is having a strategy when it comes to lead generation. So you guys just heard it from Sean, and I'm so glad that he chimed in. I didn't ask him to, but I know his business and I know where his success came from. So I'm so glad that he was willing to share. Now, having a strategy does not mean that you have to try to do everything. So my strategy is different from Sean's. My strategy is going to be different from DeAndre's. Now, if you do not have a strategy, something that Sean said that I want each of us to take away is that he knew the target that he was going for. He was not trying to be all things to everyone. If you're trying to be all things to everyone, you've heard me say it time and time again, you will fail at everything you do. You are not leaving money on the table by not being everything. You're actually losing money by trying to be everything. So specialization equals greater compensation. So that is another video, another time. I'm going to give you guys some lead generation ideas right now. We're going to go down the list. I'm going to give you guys some lead generation ideas. I'm going to give the list first. Then we're going to go back and talk about a few of those. And hopefully you will either have questions about some, if you want me to expound on some, or you'll have a new idea and then you'll take it and run with it. Now, don't try to do everything. The mistake that we make is we try to do everything on the list and we do 50 things halfway. I would rather we choose one or two things, implement that to the fullest, because as you guys are thinking, you're going to see, for those of you who have been watching me, you'll see that there are a few that I do very well, and there are some that I stay away from totally. So I'm going to share these now. So I'm just going to go down the list and then think in your mind which ones you are doing, which ones you would like to do, which ones you will never do. All right. Cold calling, door knocking, referrals, using reviews on social media, blogs or vlogs, probate attorneys, sending mailers, using free market reports, FISBOs, or for sale by owners, expireds, open houses, wearing a name badge to generate interest or spark conversation, engaging on social media, not just posting, just listed, just sold postcards, business mixers, Craigslist ads, LinkedIn, Zillow, TrueYourRealtor.com, Homes.com, paid leads, door hangers. That goes back to the door knocking. Seminars, and these could be seminars that you're holding, seminars that you're attending. And this includes, I don't know if we have considered, but you guys are on this call right now. Have any of you considered doing online seminars for buyers or sellers? That might be a great avenue. Network through your hobby. So if you're an avid fisherman like myself, I use my fishing, going to Bass Pro Shops, knowing people, going to the local bait shops so people can know who I am. Using your notes to your sphere of influence that Sean just mentioned about. Out of area networking. So that's outside of our backyard. On the 12th, I'm going up to Sarasota. I was just over in Naples. I'm in the Keys. I go to Orlando, Tampa. So every time I'm there, you might think that, hey, I'm off having fun, but I'm networking to get other agents to send their referrals here, because we know a lot more people are coming in than we see leaving. And then the last one is to partner with affiliates to have them send you leads. Now, I'm going to park real quick on the last one, partner with affiliates. If your affiliates are not sending you referrals, or if they aren't helping you with your marketing, or if they aren't allowing you to do classes, or if they aren't doing classes and inviting your sphere and theirs, you need to fire that affiliate and find someone who will work for you. If your affiliate relationship or allied resource, whatever you want to call it, is not a win-win, if the business is not reciprocal, then my suggestion would be to seek out a better affiliate and let your affiliates know that you're always looking to improve the talent that's on your team. So if someone comes in and they're offering something that's kick butt and just amazing, let your current affiliate know, this is what I have being offered to me. Is this something you can match, or should I go with them? Should I give them a try? So those are going to be the list. I think that's 24. One of the ones I would love to talk about, first of all, is our sphere of influence, our SOI. Make sure that we are letting our SOI know what we do for a living, and that we're never too busy to assist them with their real estate transactions. A lot of our family members, friends, people closest to us, they see us running, they see us working. We want to ask for business. They may think that we're too busy to assist them, or they don't want to put a burden on us by having us work for them, when the exact opposite is the truth. We would love to assist them. And not only them here locally, make sure that everyone in your database knows that you are their agent for across the country, because we'll use that for referrals and sending out referrals. So make sure that we are using our sphere of influence. I believe almost everyone here has either done a transaction or has been involved in a transaction or with another party, even if the transaction did not close. Have you asked for a review from your customer or client? If you have not, shame on you. People will believe what you, or they'll listen to what you say about yourself, but they'll believe what others say about you, good or bad. So we want to harness that power of reviews. Real Satisfied is one of the review sources. It looks like it's coming from the third party or from a survey company coming to ask how you did in the transaction. Real Satisfied is one. You can just ask for reviews on your Facebook page and then take those, share those everywhere that you're doing marketing. So we want to make sure that we are using reviews. Referrals. Now, referrals are not only from your database. Referrals are also from outside agents or agents who don't specifically work the niche that you apply yourself to. So everyone knows I am not a condo guy. I love high-end single-family homes. That's my niche. So if I speak to a lot of agents in the Brickell area because there's so many condos there. If one of their clients is looking for a single family home in Broward or North Miami-Dade, I ask them to refer it to me, and I will do the same on the condo. So the referrals doesn't only have to be in your sphere or in your database. It could be for other agents as well. Expireds. Sean talked about the low-hanging fruit. So expireds, we know they already have a propensity to work with agents. We want to use that to our advantage. A great way, in the Google Drive, you all have access to all of these scripts and dialogues. If you have not been in there, I strongly encourage you to go in, look at the scripts. I believe there are 40 or maybe even 50 pages of just back and forth script examples, and then role play with someone so that you can sharpen your skills. If your skills are not sharp, when it comes time to getting in front of the prospect, or as I call it, when it's showtime, you will not be prepared, and then you'll think it was the fault of the lead or the prospect that you did not get the business. So go in. Expireds is a great source. Expireds are a great source of business, low-hanging fruit. Now, how you do that is totally up to you. I can't tell you how, but if you're interested in it, get on the internet. There's a lot of resources. You can use services, paid services like WRRE. You could go through and you could aggregate the data yourself. If you want to not spend the money but invest the sweat equity or the time, that's something that I would encourage you. But expireds and FSBOs, for sale by owners, if you know the stats, and we have FSBO packages, for sale by owner packages available online. You will need to create your own, and you can get that out to the FSBOs, but that's building a relationship. Now, with the exception of expireds, almost everything else is going to be relationship marketing. And so just think about relationship marketing in the conversation. And relationship marketing, think about that in the conversation and in your business. And then you can go forward with that and just frame that into your business plan. Open houses. Open houses are a great source, not only to get buyer leads, buyer prospects, but also to showcase your listing capabilities and skill to other sellers, people who are coming in to interview you, the listing agent, not the buyer's agent, to see what kind of show you put on, to see what kind of production it is if they were to enlist your services. Now, on the YouTube channel, I have a 3-part open house video training, Secrets to a Successful Open House. I teach it here in the Miami area. I've gone across the state teaching it. I believe that I know, hands down, I know if you follow the steps in the video training, you will have an awesome, amazing, successful open house every single time, because we don't base the success of an open house on the number of people through the doors, but by exposure and other metrics. We talked about the expireds, the FSBOs, social media. One of the pet peeves of social media is that all of the agents are doing everything the exact same way. We're posting photos that we're grabbing, and we're saying, who do you know? We're using the script. Who do you know that needs to buy or sell? A better way, let's utilize video in our social media. That could be from LinkedIn, which is the most underutilized form of social media for professionals. So LinkedIn, get in, dive in, learn LinkedIn, use it to your advantage to market to other professionals who might be looking for your caliber of professionalism. So utilize videos, and videos not just of properties, but videos of you in neighborhoods, or you doing as Stanya did, interview local businesses. Let them, broadcast, show what they're doing. I have taken it to the next level, and I have started doing a vlog, just a video log of my life, being world-renowned, real estate, personal, church, entertainment, but it's getting me in front of people who otherwise would not watch. Now, I did take that off of Facebook, and it is now solely on YouTube, because the goal is to build the YouTube following, because that is going to be a library of everything that I have. Speaking of YouTube, create your own YouTube channel and dump all of the market reports that we hopefully are doing and all of the classes that you all should be teaching or holding. Dump all of that information onto YouTube so that if you have a prospect or a client looking for you, and if they come across video, you want YouTube to be their Netflix or their Hulu. You want them to binge watch everything they can about you and market stats on a zip code, what's happening in the market today, list price to sales price ratio, the same 3 key metrics that I'm telling you guys all of the time. We want to make sure that we are diving in and that we're sharing that so that it is an attractive picture of who we are and what we offer. Business mixers. The business mixers, I really encourage to go meet other professionals. And my business mixer is not the biz after hour where it's only real estate concentrated. So it's not necessarily a real estate business mixer or business after hours. It is where you have a mix of professionals for whether there are, and I'm going to use attorneys, I'm going to like probate, CMAs, accountants, not CMA, CPA. Look, I'm in real estate mode all the time. CPA, those type people, but you also want to just meet with the people who are professionals, because usually I'll tell you, it's hard to sell. It's darn near impossible to sell to people who don't have money, right? I hope that you all would agree and understand what I'm saying there. So those are a couple of ways. Use a business mixer that is not industry specific to us so that we can go and then we can be one of the people that stick out or stand out. Give speeches, teach. And this could be we hear it all the time, Chamber of Commerce. We hear it, so we're tired of hearing it, but enough of us aren't practicing or using it or doing it, because I'm approached by Chamber of Commerce. Hey, we can't have a speaker. We don't have a speaker. We can't find one. And if you go out, do that, build your influence, build your following, your entourage, and then you'll see great things happening from there. So I'm going to shut up right now, and I am going to ask you all if there are any questions, comments, concerns before you guys unmute. We're going to dive into shift because we are seeing a shift. And don't worry about the shift so much as how top real estate agents tackle tough times, because I know a lot of us, especially in this fourth quarter, Q4 is here. We're 4 days in. It's time. There are tough times out there, but what it says is that it's not about the market. It's all about what you do. And that's a message that I believe in. That's something that I have been communicating to you all for as long as you have known me. And if I slipped on that, then my apologies. All right, unmute yourself. Any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and let them fly. Oh.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Out of area networking, what is like the best or most effective way of doing that?
Okay, so out of area networking, what's the most effective way to network out of the area? One of the things that I do, when I go to these other areas, for us, it could be as near as West Palm. If you don't work Fort Lauderdale, if you're in the Miami-Dade market, it is a trek to go from Miami proper, up to Fort Lauderdale. So what I usually do, I try to create a day that I am in the area outside that I work. So if I'm going to Naples, I'm going to reach out to an agent that is in Naples. And when I do that, I'm going to try to find a class that they have that's during the daytime, because I want to get to know the instructor. I want to get to know the class participants. And then I want to be able to have a chance to meet the administrators that are, whether it's the AE, the ed director, or if it's just the front office. Hey, yeah, I'm visiting you guys from Miami. I was just over in Naples. Jack Cotton was there doing the luxury, succeeding in the luxury market, even though this is something I'm teaching as well. It was intentional. So I go over there, and what happens when you're out of market, out of area somewhere, they're going to come and say, hey guys, we have Neil who came all the way from Miami. You guys should get to know him for referrals. Every instructor worth their salt is going to tell you to network with people who are out of area or out of market. So I like to try to find a class usually that starts in the morning or midday. Then I personally like to reach out to that agent and see if they could either show me around in the area or just let me know what, and when I say show me the area, types of properties. I like to look at properties that are like single family homes in Naples. Why? Because I'm going to shoot a video of the other agent and myself interacting. Okay. So I'll say, hey, Brian, let's go to, can you show me 1 or 2 properties over there? I want to do a video of you and I together, but also of you showing the property. I'll be glad to share it with you, your spirit. So I hope you guys see what I'm doing now. Now his people are going to see us together. He's over in Naples. I'm here in Miami. They're going to think of me when they're over here, right? Or they'll think of Brian and they'll say, Brian, who was the guy you were working with or shot the video for you so you could work something out with that. And then in the evening, I like to try to go, there's a class in the morning or midday where I have a couple of hours to spend previewing properties. And then I would ideally like to have a business after hours or some type of networking event, because then it is worthwhile to go to a real estate networking event, because now you're in Naples, Fort Myers, Sarasota, West Palm Beach, and you're from Miami. Because instead of trying to go through Facebook, LinkedIn, now you can go there, show up early, let the organizer know that, hey, I'm just in town. I happen to be in town from Miami. I came to the class. I was with so-and-so. Now I'm here before I head back tonight. And they're going to make sure you know every single person that you can. Now, if you can't do all 3, if you can't have a class, can't see properties or preview properties and do a networking event, the class is a great way, because you're going to be around people who are learning and who have the same desire to succeed in the industry as you do, and then a networking event. But the class I still think is the best, just because it shows you the quality and the caliber of the people and what their intentions are. But out of area networking events, I drive all day. I drive 3 hours to get to a networking event if I can confirm with the organizer there's going to be 40 or 50 people there. So I'm in the JTHS, Jupiter to Cuesta Hobe Sound board up there for the Miami Association of Realtors. That hour-and-a-half trek for me is worthwhile. West Palm, up there, Fort Lauderdale. Since I'm here in Broward, when we do things in Kendall or Doral, that's worthwhile to me. So don't think that out of area only means where your association doesn't go, because we have because our association is so large, but think of places that you don't usually work. So if you don't work Weston might be an out of area networking for you. Go over there, get familiar, meet someone there, especially if you're working on the opposite county, opposite end of the county. If you're over in Fort Lauderdale, if you're over in Hollywood, Dania, because we know that could be a 30 to 45-minute drive, depending on, or even more, depending on what time traffic is. So I hope I answered your question, Stanya. I know I was long-winded, but I want to make sure that I'm clear with that. So anyone else, or Stanya, if you have a follow-up question, you go ahead as well. So anyone else, go right ahead. Oh, this is great news. So since there are no questions, everyone is now equipped to go forth. Now, what I'm going to do, Sean, you are unmuted. Did you need to say anything, or did you have any questions? And I'm just doing this because I figured that it would be easy for me to ask you online now than to send you a text. Or are you good?
Right. Yeah, no, I'm good. I appreciate you sending me the business plan, stuff like that. Because for me, being paramilitary and all other stuff, I need a plan to put together. So old dudes like me, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder to get some more guidance from you how to get that plan together going on there. But I was thinking maybe later on down the line, sometimes the cold calling is good. It's just, for me, in my opinion, it's better when you do it as a group, because we get that energy off of each other.
Come on, man. Hey, man, this is Reverend Sean Eubanks, everybody. He is preaching. So, Sean, one of the things that we did at KW, I hope everyone should know that I was with KW for 6.5 years. That's why I'm a big fan. I know what they do. But if you look at the top agency call night, so even for someone myself who is not a fan of cold calling, we
Right,
have a
exactly.
call night. We will schedule a call night if you guys show me that you're interested. So it is one of these things where we're taking baby steps to get us up to where we can be and should be, but a call night where you come in, we have 2 hours in the evening. We'll have pizza, soda, drinks, water there, and you come in. Everyone bangs out the calls, and our goal is to set appointments. So in 2 hours, and that's a competition. I am big on competition, not only for what it brings out, but also what it puts in. And as Sean said, the energy that it gives. We'll get together for 2 nights at for 2 hours at one of our affiliate offices. We'll have snacks, have food there, and we're going to bang out calls going down that daily activity record. So Sean, thank you for bringing that up. And then also, I swear people are going to think that I paid you to do all of this, but also your business plan, guys. If you do, and I am not talking about knowing your numbers. I'm talking about, do you have a business plan? All right. Well, Sean, do you have anything else before I put you on mute, sir?
No, probably a little bit later on, about that referral we had earlier today.
Okay.
He's at the doctor's office, so I'm going to finish up with him later on and get with you on that. And then also, I got the business plans you sent me, so I'm going to go through that. But, once I get that done, you're more than welcome to show that out and maybe correct some of the stuff out, because it's been, 12, 13 years since I even actually did one. I couldn't even find my old one. So, but, we're going to go from there. But, I'm glad to be here, man.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, so the business plan in real estate. Do you know what your business plan talks about your income, expenses, your marketing strategy, all of that tied into one document, so you can see what you're going to be doing for the year and for the 3 years and 5 years and career, and it holds us accountable. I say repeatedly, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And I know that many of us we're not looking at the metrics of our business, and then we're frustrated when we don't hit goals that are nowhere but in our heads. So we cannot be successful that way. So I'm not going to preach anymore. Sean did a fantastic job of doing that already. I am hoping that everyone had a fantastic call. I hope that everyone picked up something. And Cheryl, yes, the call idea, the cold calling, or just the call night, prospecting night as we call it, we'll get that on the schedule. You all will see some trainings coming available. Don't forget that trainings are part of the Agent of the Month. We have Ben and Tammy over at Omega. They are doing a training for contract to closing. I encourage you guys. So I can't mandate that you all use affiliates or a certain company for anything. I don't want to try to do that, but I do want to ask you all, qualify the companies that you work with. Qualify the companies that you work with. Go through just how we're talking about our prospects or our clients or customers. If they are not knowledgeable of the system, if they're not knowledgeable of how to sell or their industry, do not use them because they're going to give you a drink ticket. Do not use them because they're going to take you to coffee, because they're going to pay for printing or whatever it is. Don't do that, because our reputation is too important to let it be messed up by lackluster service on the other end or from someone else in the transaction. So we do have a list of allied resources that we prefer, that I endorse. This is Neil Oates that I endorse, that I believe that in my 13 years in the industry have stood above everyone else. And that is month in, month out, year in, year out. They've been here. They've closed either my personal transactions or when other, companies, now this is not just title companies, but lenders or inspectors, when other people couldn't get it done, the people on our list, and I'll share that with you guys again today, those people came through, got it done in the 11th and sometimes the 12th hour. So if nothing else, one last call. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Well, we've got an entry in the chat right here. Yes. Okay. So That's it, everyone. Go out and conquer the world today. Do something today. Do something today that is going to have a positive impact on your tomorrow. In the industry, I want you guys thinking 60 to 90 days out. If you want to know what your Thanksgiving, if you want to know what your Christmas is going to look like, look at your prospecting activities today. If you are not hitting the number of clients, the number of customers, number of contacts, dials, appointments today, you are not going to have the holiday that we all wish and hope for. That is the bitter news, but I do want to be upfront and honest with you. However, if you do the right activities, those activities that are included in the Agent of the Month Challenge, I have no doubts that we will start getting the number of contacts, the number of appointments, conversions, and closings that we all want. So if nothing else, love you guys. Don't be average, be world renowned. You guys are absolutely amazing. This video will be in the chat, in the group message, and on Facebook. I'm sorry, in the Facebook group and on YouTube later today. So you guys take care.